I would say main InsurTech trends for this year would be back to fundamentals. The main thing is once again the main thing. There's gonna be a bit more, even more shift than what we've seen so far to fundamentals, revenue generations, getting the value proposition and the business model right. There's gonna be, I think, a lot of shift towards B2B and SaaS. This regarding startups. Regarding incumbents, I see a bit of acceleration on collaborations regarding AI, especially on the wave of the generative AI and ChatGPT story that is pretty much everywhere. I would actually, I would actually list three. They always have to be three, of course. No, the first one being the new risks. There's a set of emerging risks. Some of them are pretty big. I'm thinking about demographic changes. There's a lot of exclusions insurers are still applying to underwriting rules, and with aging population, with immigrants, etc. My feeling is that, and this is not scientific, but it's a feeling, the protection gap is actually going to increase. So first one is how do we cope as a sector to match these new risks and mega trends? Bit general, but getting more specific. Second one would be SME. So small and medium enterprises, small business, especially micro businesses, even gigs, are very very uncovered. Talking back of the protection gap. In all honesty, I think we're not doing enough as a sector. Um, it's not because we're evil, it's because we are a for profit sector, most likely. And the reason there is, if I can massively simplify, and of course it's more complex, is that the segment or the segments, because it's different segments, are very differentiated. The cost to serve is very high, and they would need pretty personalized value propositions and products, which is unfortunately not always economically sustainable given the size of the premiums. So it's difficult to find the balance in terms of revenue models, service models, so direct versus intermediated, having a tailored offering but at sustainable pace. Third, it's AI. The third one is, it's accelerating so much and so quick, unexpectedly. We saw it coming, but it's coming really quick. This is the traditional exponential evolution of these kind of technologies. And this one is the most pressing one among the three. This is something that is here, it's tomorrow, it's sort of a burning platform. Collaborations, partnerships, going meta, ecosystems, call it how you want. This is something so difficult, so complex, coming so quick that it's not possible to go alone. If we wanna really nail it, if we wanna really crack it, I think we need to set aside, big tech players, innovative startups, people that really has their brains wired around these kind of problems and technologies, and try to understand with them how to best make use and leverage it. If we close ourselves within our sector, I am pretty convinced that we're not going to be able to really crack it, and we're going to lose something on the path. So everything we do in terms of InsurTech's partnership, which I just mentioned, innovation in general, is part of our strategic framework. We have our strategy cycle 2022-2024 still open. We are actually almost exactly in the middle of it. We have some priorities. As I was saying on stage before, 80-20. 80 is sort of fix the basics, move to cloud, work on infrastructure, create scaling architectures, automate, leverage data, the sort of no regret stuff. 20 is innovation. On innovation, we are less precise in terms of strategy. So we know the direction. We have our priorities, of course, also our allocation in terms of horizon. So we're going to push a lot on Horizon 2 stuff and do some calculated bets on Horizon 3 stuff. But for this year and next year, I would say AI. We're still building a lot on IoT, We're still building a lot on ecosystem. We're pushing, my team in particular, a lot on embedded insurance. But sorry for going back on this topic, AI and generative AI is the new kid in the block. We need to get a grasp on it quick. So far, lovely, very interesting, good level of senior leaders. There was some very interesting discussion among us, also, one-to-one peer discussions. Had some pretty interesting discussions also with competitors, which I wouldn't expect. On stage, I heard very interesting points. Um, Customer seems to be really at the center. If I can find one element that is coming out as a fil rouge across all the different panels I followed, customers, customers, customers. So keep the customer at the center. As we call it in Generali, we want to be a lifetime partner to it. So be there when it needs you the most. Trust is fundamental. Using ethically his data is also fundamental, and I would say keeping the customer at the center. And if I can sort of close the loop to what I said at the beginning, it's sort of going back to the fundamentals. I mean, that's the reason why we exist. It's serving our customers. So how we do better than today, and how we can keep doing it best every day. If we keep focus on this, I think we can survive as an industry for another 100, 200 years.